People can lie with their words, but their bodies bleed information. Fake it till you make it is taught as a confidence booster, but we end up just feeling like imposters. Fake it till you become it makes more sense to me, where you do the things that scare you so that you build up the evidence that you can actually become who you want to. But let's start from scratch. Here are 8 tips to own any room you walk into. How do you tell yourself a different story? Self-affirmation is very important, but watch out for self-deception. We are taught that self-affirmation is me standing in front of a mirror telling myself how great I am. But we all know that if you don't feel great, telling yourself you are great will not help. You'll also feel like a fake eventually. There's a whole industry confusing and discouraging people with the fact that they say that you can just think what you want and you can have it. We watch short clips about people and we make up our minds about what we think they are or where we think they are, but they might be totally unhappy or not even where we think they are. And the reason these short clips work is because simple sells. Everyone wants an easy way to get what they fantasize about. So how do you tell yourself a different story? Well, first off, you build evidence that you will be fine even after doing the hard things. Go out of your comfort zone more. Ask for that raise, talk to your partner about sex, sign up for that marathon, or tell someone that you love them. Secondly, think about your top values before you do something hard. For example, when you're asking for a raise, remind yourself by filling in the blank. I am diligent, I'm resourceful, I am efficient. And also remind yourself that fill in the blank again. My husband, my wife, my child, my friend will still love me even after this. This will give you a sense that whatever you do, you will still be the same person walking away from that challenge. So it makes whatever happens during the challenge less important and less scary. And thirdly, the way you tell the story to yourself matters. What you think, you become. Jordan Peterson has a really good quote here where he says, treat yourself like someone you are responsible for taking care of. Basically, we are so much nicer to other people, but we tend to be so hard on ourselves. Negative self-talk achieves nothing, and 95% of everything that you're worried about never happens. So finally, there is a great quote by William Shakespeare here, where he says, nothing is either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Commanding respect. Evie Pomporis, the author of Becoming Bulletproof, said something once that was so interesting. You can't make people respect you. Respect is a gift. And if someone wants to give it to you, they will. And if they don't, they won't. But you ultimately don't need their respect. There is something freeing in thinking, did I do everything that I needed to do? And then letting it go. Don't force respect. Command respect. Show people you're in charge instead of telling people you're in charge by focusing on how you walk into a room, how you project your voice, how you speak to others, how you stand. All of these things exude power. The minute you have to tell someone you're the boss or you're the leader or you're the doctor or the engineer, you've already lost. But the flip side of this is that we put ourselves in a box. We say, fill in the blank once again. I am black, I am a woman, I am an Asian, and I would have to work so much harder. Don't make who you are a negative, first of all. Psychologically, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage before anyone else has had a chance to put you in that same disadvantage. Don't make it about your race, ethnicity, your gender. Just perform. And if people still have an issue with you and they still have opinions about you, it's up to you what opinions you allow to penetrate you, what opinions you use to guide you, and which opinions you just don't listen to. But commanding respect also has this layer that requires influence, and trust is the conduit to influence. If you don't take the time to listen to people, to really understand them, you might have the best ideas in the world, but you will be throwing it against a brick wall. Avoid uncertain language. These are words that end with "ly," which sounds a bit strange, but words like usually, obviously, generally, potentially. This doesn't instill confidence in others, and you might not get your point across as powerfully as you would if you could actually stand behind it 100%. So when you speak, try to speak in definites rather than maybes, or if you're not sure about yourself, just try to not speak at all. Keep quiet and figure out what exactly it is you want to get across, and make sure you package that well enough. Self-nudges. What I'm talking about here is focusing on doing the things that you dread or doing the things that leave you with a sense of regret if you don't. For some people, it would be public speaking or opening up to a partner, giving negative feedback, or maybe going to the gym for the first time. Take every opportunity to improve and leave every interaction with the satisfaction that you actually showed up. Do as much as you can, but still remember there are things that you can't control. But avoid walking away thinking, I wish they could have seen who I really am. Because most people are living in a self-preservation and defense mode, which will not help them. It's just going to cause a downward spiral. Confidence is not unkindness. You might find that someone is just an asshole when they're alone, but the problem comes in when they recruit people to do what they do, then they become bullies. These are people that want status and recognition. They somehow think that they'll gain status by taking yours away. If you don't push back, or better yet, if bystanders don't stand up for what is right, things will just escalate really quickly. Einstein has a really good quote here where he says, one of the most important questions you can ask yourself is the universe generally hostile or is it friendly? So how you answer this will affect how you approach relationships, how you do your work, and what you aspire to. Bullies think that the world is just hostile and somehow they're owed something, and whatever action they take to get that is just justified. We can stand up against it just like we stand up against misogyny and racism. We can decide that unkindness will not be tolerated. Mirror behaviors. Start learning the body language of other people. Or you could look at their emails and you could mirror their greeting and their final word. For example, if they go, hi, hello, good morning, I would go, hi, hello, good morning. And if they finish the email off with sincerely or kind regards, guess what? I'm finishing with sincerely and kind regards. And the reason this works is because it creates something in common and people like others who are like them. So don't be fake, but just bring out the version of you that resonates with the other person. And how do you figure out what resonates with them? You talk 20% of the time and you listen 80% of the time. Let them talk. Ask open-ended questions. People love to talk about themselves. Appearances matter. People judge you within the first 5 seconds of meeting you, and undoing a first impression is so difficult. If people don't know you, think about it. All they have to go off of is what they see. So think about how you are dressed. There are different versions of you, and different versions of you resonate with different people. The body bleeds information. What are signs of low confidence? If you just check your seated position, what is your posture like? Is your chest collapsed? Your limbs fairly close to your body? Are you making yourself small? So something interesting to think about here as well is that when people go to Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, they might have all the experience in the world, but somehow the dragons just sense something off. Or there might be someone that has not a chance, no experience, and they walk in there, but they are so sure about themselves and they are sure about their values and what they bring to the table. Those people end up getting the investments. So you can lie with your words, but you can't lie with your body because it bleeds information of what you believe about yourself. What can you do to build confidence? So 40% of people wake up in the fetal position, and this can emanate anxiety. What you can do is just stretch out in a starfish, or maybe when you're brushing your teeth, put your hands on your hips, adjust your car seat back so that you sit back with an open chest in your car while driving. Take up more space. Thanks for watching. Consider watching this one next, and I'll see you in the comment section.